comedian extraordinaire, actor mediocre, and a good friend of mine, Jim Norton. Jimmy.
Delighted.
I am, like I said, I'm stunned that this is even a thing.
It is crazy. We're on radio in New York again, and looking out the window at car. Like, it's so bizarre to be on regular radio in New York.
It is, and I was thinking about that. The last time this happened was K-Rock. I think that was the last time we were on broadcast radio together. We would do K-Rock in the morning and then do the walkover to XM satellite radio. And that was many, many years ago.
I remember that you had to put the shopping cart had to be pushed and all the equipment. It was such a nightmare.
Oh, it had like some kind of archaic satellite system in it. And, yes, Steve would, push it. And you would buy inappropriate magazines from the magazine stands.
That's right.
And
something inches. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun, but it was inconvenient. It kind of, broke the show up a little bit. Some days were great.
Yes.
Some were like, oh my God, get us over to the studio. But Rich Voss used to stop at some of the restaurants along the way and do impromptu, spontaneous stand-up for people that, it was early in the morning. They're just trying to get their bagel and coffee. And they was like, sir, what are you eating there, sir?
And the last thing they wanted was just to be teased by an abrasive man.
Yes.
He's just so abrasive. Even when people like him, they don't really like him because he's just abrasive.
No.
So if you're minding your business, having your coffee in the morning, that's the last thing you want. My voice is a little scratchy. You can tell I'm a little cold.
Oh, what was hitting the back of a... There he goes. Oh,
It's
boy.
not what you think.
Just... dab it in a little NyQuil and shove it back there and see how you do.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm a little clogged.
Oh, I bet. Also, E-Rock is sitting in just to watch, but I have to acknowledge that he's here. E-Rock's been such a part of our satellite radio thing over the course of the years, and then he was working with me over at Compound Media for almost a decade. So, E-Rock, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm here because I didn't think you'd have enough to make fun of for 3 hours, so I figured I might as well come in. And,
As fodder.
Yes.
Fodder.
I'm trying to put up a little...
Fodder for a feeder.
Fodder and fodder every day.
It's so mean, I know.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to put up a little post.
Oh, you're posting on social media?
I really am an old man at this point. I got my glasses on. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I'm panicking.
It's so hard to keep up with it, and you don't want to. If you make one mistake, you could be brilliant at posting in the internet. If you make one mistake in front of people, it's like, okay, boomer.
Yeah.
All right, boomer. It happened. I was doing a sales meeting here from my house, and it works every single time. And then I'm there on camera going, wait, they can't hear me, and it's just me pushing and trying to sign language the sponsor and the sales staff, and I'm like, wait, no, 1 minute, I got it. I'm like, I'm just I look like a buffoon.
Plus the plus 24 font size on the phone doesn't help either.
Yeah, well, that's, but I got my crazy big glasses. These are my Sheriff Chief Brody glasses from Jaws.
God, they are Chief Brody glasses. That's awesome.
It's
hope you have a quint ending.
Jimmy.
I know, it's so good.
It really is. It's been so long.
Yeah.
And like I said, I wasn't looking for a gig.
Sure.
And they in their infinite wisdom here, they decided to hire me because you were over at Sirius XM Satellite Radio with the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yep.
And back in 2014, I guess it was, I got the boot.
It was July 4th weekend.
Yes.
We were off. I remember where I was when my ex, Jen, called me and told me that something happened.
What was her birth name?
Well, it's funny because that is who I was on a date with. Not Jen, but let's just say another young lady.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, it goes back that far.
God Almighty! Wait, not with Nikki. It was another girl. But yeah, it's just before I met Nikki.
Okay. So yeah, it was back then. I remember because I had just also bought a brand new Jaguar. Because the money's just rolling in.
Nothing can stop us.
And I'm like, oh, God, what am I going to do? It was like, I talk about not having regrets, and it's easier when once you go through, especially years, to look back and go, well, I'm happy where I am now and what's going on. But at that moment, and you were through one of those also at NEW when we got fired for the Sex for Sam St. Pat's Cathedral debacle. And there's nothing worse than right when it happens. And our agent calls and goes, they're terminating you. You're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Did I screw this up? Am I going to be back on a ladder in a rooftop putting in air conditioning and heating? It was frightening.
Yes.
And then you do realize, and it's kind of comforting that in a few years, it takes that long sometimes, you realize like, oh, I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for that. And I always look at it like I'd have been fired 15 more times after that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. But it was that was some stressful times.
It is losing a gig. I remember when it happened at NEW. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm never going to make the money again. I'm never going to make this money. I have no future. There's nothing going to happen.
Well,
and
you were right.
I was just going to say I knew I was too long of a setup. I was just about to say, and I was right, but I handed it to you.
Thank you.
I handed it to you, and then I tied my shoes, and you put it where you should. But it's it's so bizarre when you lose a gig. Like you're like nothing is ever gonna come around again. And even now, I'm not with Sirius. I'm not. It wasn't a firing. It was just. It was kind of the way they did it. But when you get that call, like we're not gonna renew. I was like, all right. And it's funny, you miss knowing that the money's there.
Yes.
But it's nothing in my life has changed. Like nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen no change whatsoever.
But I don't know. Financial stability is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And having a steady check come in, you almost take it for granted after a while. And you don't realize that, well, I might not need that. And it gives you a little bit of power over your future. You can go on and do what you want to do.
I wanted to go away every single weekend and work, and I wanted my wife to hook at a bus station. So we're both kind of doing what we need to do to pay the bills. That's what she was meant to do. Hook at a bus station.
That's terrible. But like E-Rock has been the rat of XM satellite radio, Sirius XM. He tells me everything going on. And it's great because they just are making terrible decisions as far as talent goes and the whole thing of getting a celebrity with a name, just stick with you.
Absolutely. A nothing that will help you not at all. I'm trying to say it without cursing.
It is a little tough.
It
right?
certainly is challenging. What else starts with C?
Yeah, but that's what I've noticed over the course of the years is like when we went there, it was such a change from radio, especially XM more than Sirius. But it was like this big change, and they were all about not doing what radio does. And now
XM was.
Yeah, XM was, not Sirius
Not
XM.
Sirius, yeah.
And it's so weird that technology went from having to put a satellite up orbiting the goddamn planet.
Yeah.
And now you just pick your phone up and I could listen to Spotify and make my own playlist and things like that. But the only real commodity left is personality driven. They can't just make that out of thin air and put it on. So
they try.
Yeah.
They try.
Yeah. Well, they hire these celebrities, big names.
Sure.
And they give them hundreds of millions of dollars and they don't bring anybody in.
Because they're not really that interesting. Like most of them are very guarded. Like they haven't had to make a living talking about their personal life on slow news days.
Right.
Like the most garbage comes out like when nothing's going on in August and then all of a sudden like, oh, I like women who have penises. It just kind of spills out. It spills out. It spills out when there's a slow news day.
On your back.
Never changes.
Never.
Nothing changes.
Never changes.
But that's when the stuff comes out, and celebrities are not used to that. They're not used to these slow news days where they have to like fill it with their own personal
They're
life.
very guarded.
Yeah.
And there were those days. I mean, the one refreshing thing about it is you really don't have any secrets that anyone could use against you. Not like, they're trying. But those slow news days when you're looking going, I'm going to have to delve back to my teens on this one.
Yeah.
Boy, that's going to be ugly.
Oh my God! There's like the New York Post. Like the headline was "Sunshine today," and I'm like, oh well, we're going under the porch, aren't we? It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, you start talking about yourself. And I think celebrities that get these big paying gigs in broadcasting these days, they don't have that in them. They could get their buddies and they'll get a little traction. What's the name of that show with all those guys? There's like 4 of them, celebrities, the guys.
Sopranos.
No.
Was it a podcast?
No, yeah, it was a podcast.
Is it with Will Arnett?
Yes, Will Arnett.
Yeah, that's
those
Smartless.
guys. Yeah.
Smartless. And who else? Jason Bateman?
Jason Bateman.
Those guys are huge.
The
yeah.
guy from Will and Grace.
I mean,
Sean-
they're funny. They've been through a lot of stuff. They got Hollywood stories, but I don't think they're broadcasters. I don't think they have the ability to just talk about stuff that is kind of embarrassing.
Sure.
And, the ability to convey an entertaining story as a relatable person. I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably just telling story. Like most times when they interview those people, and not Will Arnett because he's funny, but like when they interview like an actor, and they say, "How was the movie shoot?" They're like, "Oh, it was so much fun on the set." They give you nothing, and you're like, "That's not interesting."
It's those satellite tour answers.
Yeah,
where they're
they
sitting there
stink.
talking to Access Hollywood or something.
Oh, and
It's
it
quick
was
little
the
clips.
same story they've told 50 times to 50 different people. So, yeah, I would feel stupid doing that, like saying the same thing over and over on one day. You're sitting in a studio doing that. But that's like their gig. That's
It certainly is.
And podcasting, too. I don't even think of that as broadcasting per se. It just seems like it's a whole different animal.
It is, and the one I started one right after because I was allowed to because there was no radio.
Yeah. You got a no compete?
Yes, I do.
Oh, Christ.
No, I'm kidding. I'm saying that they did during the thing. They wouldn't let me do my podcast. So like once it's over, you can do what you want.
They tried pulling that on me.
Really?
Yeah, I told them to go F themselves, and then they fired me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was doing the compound thing from the basement, and they had a problem with it. And then I went in and it's nothing like the radio show.
Right.
This is, again, bring up 1945. It was just fun. It was a
Sure.
fun thing, the hobby that I was doing in the basement. But
Do you remember
yeah.
we were trying to figure out, like on snow days and stuff, he could do the show from there, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have to come in, and that was like how they couldn't even fathom that.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they don't even want you in their studios.
No, they don't
anymore.
want
Do it from
anyone
home.
there anymore because then they could go, well, you're not even using our studio, so we could pay you less. And that's what they do.
I take calls on my thing now. Like it's an advice show, but I honestly like the live interaction with people. Like I like listeners, even though sometimes they suck and they're idiots. But I do like when they take you into a weird direction that you never would have thought to go in because it's just they're talking about something in their life that wouldn't have been on my mind.
That's what this is kind of a new thing or an old thing that's new again is phone calls.
Yeah.
Because when you have a subscriber-based show like I had for many years and still do, you're not going to get calls from people. They pay to listen to you.
Sure.
You're not getting the errant call or the person that doesn't like you.
Yeah.
How long at NEW did we have to take calls in here? Play the music.
Yeah.
You suck. Get the lead out. You guys are going to be gone in a month. All that stuff that we heard over the course of the years. And I kind of like that. You could, get back at them. It's like a little bit of abrasion between the caller and you. So having calls, and we will take calls. And by the way, I do want to say that you do have a show. It's Jim Norton, Can't Save You.
Yeah.
And you have celebrities on, comics, stars of stage and screen.
I've had, Neil deGrasse Tyson is this Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
He's a great guest.
Yeah.
We had George Santos in, who was one of my favorites, from Long Island.
Yeah.
George, he was hilarious. It's been a very
And what's
interesting
his
mix.
name?
Mark Norman was great. You were great.
From
Tim Dillon.
Yeah, from what the hell was that? That Broadway show that he did, and then it was a movie with De Niro.
Oh, Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah, Charles Palminteri. We'll talk about more of your show, and we'll take calls, and we'll see if people want to call up with their issues, and we'll do a
Sure.
little.
Hold on, I have a long story I want to start.
We'll be right back. Anthony Cumia Show. I had a great time with you, and it's a little strange in that you do actually give people sound, or at least as sound as you can.
The
be.
best I can do. We all know my limits.
Yeah. But most people would think like every single call is going to be a joke or, you got to crap on the guy or something. But you've heard some people with some real issues and they feel compelled to call you for some
I don't know why.
for some
I think
reason.
I'm the relative comparison, like where they know that I can't judge them because I'm also a mess.
That is
I'm a
true.
disaster.
Yeah. I guess people in therapy, they look at a a therapist or a psychologist or what have you, and they got to be like, oh, that person actually went to school, got a degree, so how could they possibly relate to me?
Yeah.
And then, a piece of garbage like you
100%.
or me.
They know.
I get it.
You and I have both scraped the bottom of the barrel with our teeth. We get it. Two garbage people.
And so have you had so far, because you've done a few shows now, have you had somebody that you got on the line and was like, oh boy, maybe this is out of my league, I need to refer him to?
No. I mean, once you get past a few, I think I want to commit suicides. And that's just my wife.
Well, she's already hung. Oh, you okay, Grandpa?
Yeah.
You're like Don Corleone in the tomato patch. You're spilling it. Stop.
I have that thing in my like. It's not that bad of a cold, but I feel like if I laugh too hard, I'm gonna cough a lot. That was funny. That made me laugh.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury had that too.
Yeah, he certainly did. But at least he had fun getting it. Yeah. I just talked to a comic at the cellar.
Oh, apparently, yeah, Freddie Mercury. There's a picture of him in bed with 5-10 guys. And everyone, whenever you see Freddie Mercury, because there's a lot of documentaries and stuff about him, and you just go like, oh, that must have been where it happened.
Here's my impression of every guy who was ever with Freddie Mercury. Less teeth. Giant teeth.
He certainly did. Got the yellow and black lines painted on his lips like a hopper and a wood chipper. Please steer clear. Aw.
Oh my God!
Yeah, this is a quick one. Yeah, so you got that going. Where can people get that?
Just on YouTube.
It's YouTube,
Jim
right?
Norton Comedy, or go on to Apple Pods, wherever you're going to get your stuff.
It's fun. Who'd you have there too? Mark Norman.
Mark is great.
Isn't he funny, man?
Kim Congdon is this week, and she's brutal, and in a good way, in a very funny way. I went down to Austin and taped a few guys. They've all been fun. I really love doing it. I love it.
I always, I don't know. I kind of have a problem with girls that have had
puberty.
Yeah. I might as well just say that.
Sorry for
quick
coughing.
Break right here. No problem, my Jimmy. And we'll be right back after these words. I came here Thursday afternoon, and the first thing I was greeted with was a news story about the wonderful subway system and what goes on in it. Do you got that clip? Can we play the news clip about the guy on the subway? If you have it available. Cool. Maybe?
Say this man performed sex acts on another man who died on an R train. NYPD officers responded to reports of a body on that train at the Whitehall subway station just after midnight. That was yesterday. When officers looked at video from subway cameras, our police sources say they found the man in the yellow hoodie there sexually abusing the corpse, stopping only when passengers entered or exited the train. Police say that man had been dead for several hours before that vile attack.
I mean, honestly, I back the guy who did it. That, to me, he had the courtesy to stop when people got on and off the train. He wasn't bothering anyone alive.
Isn't that I find that the most horrifying part of the story is that if it was a nut, that it's a plain nut, he'd have been having sex with a corpse, and then people come in, who cares? I'm crazy enough to have sex with a corpse. I'm not going to care who watches. Right. But he cared. Like, he knew it wasn't right.
He was responsible. He wanted privacy.
That's great. He wanted privacy.
He knew he was being a bad boy.
But I'm like, naughty
He was being very fresh.
How the hell does New York get to that point? And I mean, we've all been through, we harken back to the old days of the 80s and 90s in New York City. The subways, it was just pandemonium. And I don't ever remember hearing a story like that. It was muggings. It was, Bernie Getz, the subway gunman, had to pull out a gun, and a crime, the mafia. They were making hits all over the place. I can't recall a man having sex with a corpse on the MTA.
Well, let me ask you. There's a lot to the story I want to know. Did he die before they started, or had they started and then he had a heart attack and the guy's like, your obligation is until the end, we're going to do this until I'm done. And these people keep getting on and off. And this is my last time with you.
I do like how you're trying to justify it.
100%.
Like maybe.
Yeah, why not? Once you die, let people do what they want to your corpse.
If
cares?
If he was dead for a couple of hours already, I can't imagine the guy going at it for a couple of hours like that. So I would assume he walked in, a guy was dead because he robbed him too. That came out later in the story.
Oh.
He robbed the guy, and by the way, other people had robbed him previously. So this dead guy, it just shows like I am so glad I got out of this goddamn
So wait,
city.
other people robbed him, but then he's like, let me see if they did this. And he slid his pants down. And he's like, I'm getting the first crack at this.
Ooh, a virgin. Yeah, it really is one of those twisted things that just, it can only happen in a city that has gone so far down the toilet.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's, and people will say, you walk around, the odds that something's going to happen is pretty slim, but it does happen.
It does, yeah.
There's a lot of shenanigans, if I may language.
Sure, yeah. They can
out
dump
there.
that if they have to. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. And you live here. You got a great place.
Thank you.
And I just wonder if you ever considered leaving New York. I know it's very important to your work.
Yeah.
But did you ever consider?
Not really, no. I could probably get a nice house if I wanted one in Jersey or whatever, but I would miss being here. Like, I love being here. And sometimes my wife will go, I want to get a house. I'm like, no, you don't.
Oh, geez.
You would hate it. She'd be so panicky about it.
Homemaker.
She's not a homemaker. She'll put on like a microwavable dinner and then go on her computer for 8 hours. It's like, that's not a trad wife.
Is that like, because I watch your show and I see clips that are posted on Instagram about you and Nikki, and it seems like there's a lot of like shopping that goes on.
Yes.
You get a lot of Amazon boxes.
It's insane. Like, if I walk home and there's no boxes, I'm like, oh, my wife must have died. Like, she's probably dead upstairs. Maybe I'll drop her off on the subway.
Well, you also expect no box. Right. But no, because same thing. I come home and there's just boxes at the door, and down in South Carolina, you burn, the boxes along with the crosses, but they got a fire pit and just burn them. I don't wrap them up and save them for the garbage man. And it is an inferno because there are so many boxes, and 1% of it is me.
Yeah, and what she does and why she's such a sneak is she has an account and I have an account, but she knows that my accountant checks her credit card.
That's good. That's good. Keep an eye.
It is good.
Yeah.
Until she figured out how to order off mine. So I see all these things that are Jim Norton, but they're lip liners. And then I'm like, it's just, she's doing it like to beat the system. So my credit card goes higher, but she's like, look, I only spent $1,000.
These are Maxim condoms. They're not mine. They're Magnums. Maxim. Suck. I suck. Ugh. What's wrong with me? Maxim. Yeah, magazine condoms.
Oh, Uncle Anthony. Those are
what are those? The Maxims?
The Maxim sizes.
Screwed that up.
That's all right. It happens.
Stink.
No, I know, but it's an unfixable.
Oh, I know.
Because I knew what you meant,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter. There's just no way to fix that in post.
It was years ago when we were doing the O&A show, and before you came on board, screwing up or bombing was a nightmare. It was something that we would just not want to acknowledge. You look down, you plow ahead, and the face you would make. And I still watch videos to this day when all the comics are in, and DePaulo and Voss and Patrice and Colin, and someone would bomb. They'd say something that was not funny, and you got this look of joy on your face.
Yeah.
Like smiling, nodding your head, looking at him, going, "Yeah, that tanked."
There's something so satisfying about it. Like I truly do love unfunny things sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I 2 sets last night I had. Neither were particularly good. I didn't bomb on purpose, but it just wasn't going well.
Right.
And I was just really enjoying it. Like, this is not going great. I'm trying this stuff out.
That's weird. I would understand if you're watching someone doing that, but you yourself are kind of chuckling that you aren't going over well?
I told the audience, like, this one's my fault. I'm like, you're a nice crowd. I really have let you down. And I meant it. I wasn't angry at them. I was just kind of being a little self-indulgent, and I couldn't find anything funny. So I just told them, like, I know this sucks.
You've shown some masochistic traits over the years.
Sure. Tonight.
Yeah. Doing this show. Yeah, it's but I never thought, like, if you're up on stage, because anyone would imagine if you're up on stage, especially as a comic, you just want to kill. You want to do great. And I'm sure you want to, but you don't. Like, that doesn't terrify you if you're bombed.
No, I mean, I started the set with the best of intentions, and it just wasn't going where I wanted it to. And then you kind of embrace it and go, all right, let's see if I can just try this or try that, or just kind of enjoy this weird moment that I'm having and acknowledge it. You make something out of it. I didn't tank the set. It wasn't going well, and I couldn't figure it out.
Some comics like Big J Okerson is so good at crowd work.
He's great at it, yeah.
And anytime I watch you, it seems like you only do crowd work when something happens that dictates you need to talk to.
Or if I'm in the mood,
crowd, or in the mood,
Yeah, I'm usually not in the mood. Like, I feel so much better if I get a laugh doing something I want to do. Not that I hate crowd work. I don't hate it, but I just like,
not your cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah,
but it's not that it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy it sometimes.
Some people are so good at it.
Jay is great. Like,
it's
he's
like
the boss,
so
is great.
fast, and you don't want to sit there and have to look at them and think of something.
Yeah.
You just look like a dolt.
Voss is, I'd say Voss
is a dolt.
He's a dolt, and yet the fastest at crowd work.
He is really good.
Because he can be mean so quickly.
But now him sitting in a chair on stage, I want to saw one of the legs off.
I honestly, I don't blame you, because it is angering. But he's been doing that for years. Like, Voss goes through phases, like where he'll sit, where he'll stand, the same height either way, which is kind of odd. But he's gone through that thing where he would just sit, and he went through that for a long time, and then he stopped, and then he started again.
Yeah, I'm not quite. I don't like the sitting thing. It's kind of Bill Cosby,
Sure, there's other things about him you love.
I was going to say he wasn't a whip getting girls, but